There is a certain kind of person you have definitely met before. Invite them out for food, maybe another time. Invite them to hang out, I'm a little tired today. Ask them to go out on the weekend, I'd rather stay home. And after a few times like that, people start putting a label on them. Hard to connect with, boring, lazy, not enthusiastic, doesn't know how to enjoy life. But the truth is usually not that simple. A lot of people who like staying home do not hate anyone at all. They are not trying to act mysterious either. They are simply protecting their energy in a way that most people do not understand. If you are the kind of person who feels that a quiet evening at home, wearing comfortable clothes, putting on a familiar movie, and eating your favorite food feels better than any fun outing out there, then this video is for you. Because today we are talking about the psychology of people who love staying home. The kind of people society often judges as boring while psychology sees them in a completely different light. The first thing to understand is this: not everyone recharges in the same way. Some people feel more alive the more they are surrounded by others. They need sound. They need movement. They need the feeling of being connected to the world. After a gathering, they feel uplifted. But there is another group that is the complete opposite. They can enjoy meeting the right people. They still know how to laugh, talk, and fit in. But afterward, they feel drained, not because they hated the gathering, but because their nervous system burns through energy faster in highly stimulating environments. For them, the more noise, the more faces, the more unnecessary conversations, the greater the drain. And home is one of the few places that helps them recover. In psychology, there is an important idea: everyone has a different optimal level of stimulation. Some people need a lively environment to feel good. Others need very little stimulation to feel okay. Once that threshold is crossed, they start to feel overloaded. So sometimes liking to stay home has nothing to do with laziness. It has to do with how the brain responds to the world. Some people walk into a crowded coffee shop and feel energized. Others walk into that exact same space and immediately want to leave. Not because they are weak, not because they are bad at socializing. Their nervous system simply processes the environment differently. And the older they get, the more they realize one thing: not every good time is worth trading away their inner peace. The second reason many people like staying home is because it gives them a sense of control. Out there are too many unexpected things. Last-minute changes, meaningless small talk, noise, light, crowds, people asking questions without really wanting to hear the answer. At home, it is different. You get to choose the lighting you like, choose the sounds you can handle, choose the familiar corner where you sit. Choose a pace of life that fits you. For many people, that is not indulgence. It is safety, especially for those who are highly sensitive or easily overwhelmed by stress. They do not just like peace and quiet. They need it so their mind is not stretched tight all day long. Some people go out for 2 hours but need the whole evening to recover once they get home. Some people still need a long period of silence after a pleasant get-together. Not because the meeting was bad, but because internally they process everything very deeply. That is also why people who like staying home are often misunderstood. Others look at them and see that they rarely show up, but they do not see the price those people pay every time they do. What is interesting is that from another angle, that stillness often nourishes many powerful things. A lot of psychological research suggests that people who are comfortable with solitude often have stronger self-reflection. They think more deeply. They observe more. They are more creative. They do not need constant stimulation from the outside because their inner world is already rich enough. That is why some of the best ideas do not appear in noisy places. They appear when you are alone, when the room is quiet, when the phone stops ringing, when the brain is no longer being attacked by too much noise. People who like staying home are not always doing nothing. Sometimes they are processing emotions. Sometimes they are piecing their life back together. Sometimes they are thinking of a new direction. Sometimes they are simply sitting still, but that very stillness is what saves them after many exhausting days. We are living in an era that glorifies busyness and extroversion. Going out often is seen as interesting. Having lots of plans is seen as living life to the fullest. Always showing up is seen as energy. Meanwhile, staying home a lot is easily associated with loneliness, failure, and a lack of color in life. But that is not fair, because not everyone needs noise to feel that life is meaningful. Some people only need a good movie, a hot cup of coffee, a corner by the window where the late afternoon sunlight falls, an evening when they do not have to answer to anyone, and that is enough. And if this feels deeply true for you too, comment the number 8 so I know how many people out there are truly living a quiet life, but a deeply meaningful one. Actually, people who know how to enjoy staying home often have an ability that many others do not. It is the ability to live slowly without feeling empty. A lot of people are afraid of being alone, not because they hate silence, but because once things become quiet, they are forced to face themselves. The thoughts they have neglected, the emotions they have never named, the truths they have been avoiding through packed schedules. But people who like staying home are different. They can sit with themselves for longer. They can move through a slow afternoon without feeling the need to fill it with constant activity. They find joy in small rituals. And those small things create a feeling of life that is deeply real. Someone else may see staying home on the weekend as a waste, but for them, it is a chance to breathe, to return to themselves, to hear their inner rhythm again after being pulled around by the world all week long. Still, there is one very real thing that needs to be said. Liking to stay home is not always a positive sign. Some people stay home because it brings them peace, but others stay home because they no longer have the strength to step outside, because social anxiety turns every interaction into pressure, because old wounds have made them lose faith in people, because depression makes any invitation feel heavy as stone. At that point, home becomes both a shelter and an invisible cage. It protects them, but it also keeps them trapped. So there is one very important question everyone should ask themselves. Do I like staying home because it fills me back up? Or do I stay home because going outside drains me so much that I cannot bear it? From the outside, these two things look very similar, but inside they are completely different. One is peace, one is avoidance, one is self-understanding, one is being led by fear. If after staying home your mind feels clearer, your body feels lighter, and your emotions feel more stable, then that may simply be your natural way of recovering. But if staying home makes you feel heavier, more isolated, and more disconnected from life, then maybe you do, not just like staying home. Maybe you have been exhausted for far too long. Recognizing that difference is very important, because it determines whether solitude is healing you or slowly swallowing you whole. But back to the people who truly love staying home in a healthy way. They are not missing out on life. They are simply choosing a different version of life. Their joy is not loud. Their memories do not have to be posted online. Their happiness does not need to be witnessed by others in order to be real. They can be happy with a quiet morning, a book that fits their mood perfectly, a clean room, an old song, a patch of sunset falling across the wall, a Friday night with no invitations at all. And very often people like that are the ones who understand themselves most deeply. They know what drains their battery. They know who makes them tired. They know which environments calm them down. They know what truly matters and what is just unnecessary noise. Psychology sometimes calls this a preference for low stimulation. In simple terms, they do not need the outside world to constantly stimulate them in order to feel happy. They do not need too much change to feel alive. Their inner world is already spacious enough to hold a full and meaningful life. So if you are someone who often turns down invitations without feeling guilty, if you genuinely enjoy spending a weekend alone, if rewatching a familiar movie feels more comforting than chasing new experiences just so people will not see you as boring, then there is nothing wrong with you. You simply do not live the way the majority celebrates. You choose depth over surface. You choose quiet over performance. You choose what feels real over social fun that requires you to force yourself. And maybe in a world that constantly pushes people to be louder, that is actually a very rare kind of emotional intelligence. If you made it this far and feel like this really is, you comment the number 9. I want to know how many people seem quiet on the outside but inside carry an entire world of depth. Thank you for staying until the end of the video. If this content spoke to you, please like and subscribe so I can make more psychology videos like this. And maybe the next video will say exactly what you have never told anyone but have always silently felt deep inside.